Canada Day rocked. And part of it kind of sucked.
But I don't care, 'cause I know it's so rare.
So let's get into it. The good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good news is that for the most part, we had a very peaceful rally. We had so many different speakers from so many different groups or thought processes, and this man Ryan was making an awesome speech about, of course, the pandemic and all his different viewpoints on that, and lots of different information straight from the Canada Flu Watchers or the BC CSA, I believe it is. Like, just a lot of information straight from the government that he had broken down and had his thoughts on, which was awesome. We had, as an indigenous speaker, we had a speaker that was both black and indigenous. We had a very multicultural, very loving group with lots of different thoughts and lots of different speeches. The bad? As Ryan was mid-speech, all of a sudden this group comes out of nowhere, and which you'll see in this video, and they just start setting up a whole bunch of tables and chairs and being somewhat disruptive. And we just continue. We're like, whatever, we're peaceful, and so far they're peaceful, whatever. I guess it's not peaceful for them to interrupt us, but we're doing our best to maintain what we're doing. So as things continue and go on, they eventually start setting up speakers and really trying to talk over us. Their organizer starts yelling and shouting out to the crowd like, "Thanks for coming, everybody." And at that
I need to talk to you.
Our celebration of indigenous and black solidarity in the state of Canada 153. Please step forward and come join us on these stairs. You're all sorry for the interruption of these laws deciding to take space away on this unceded territory from a very beautiful celebration of indigenous and black solidarity.
And at that point, there's nobody in the crowd supporting them, which was a little bit funny. They did have a big group at the end, but yeah, just being very disruptive. So you'll see our organizer for that current event was very, very peaceful, was advocating for them to come and speak with us, to do her best to tell them that we believe the same things as you. We want government oppression to disappear. We want everybody to be free and to be happy, and doing everything to be inclusive.
COVID, where we had virtually none for that same age, okay? And here is this is the dead ringer for me right here. The COVID 2020.
They weren't having it. And at first, I considered just leaving it, whatever. It was an event, bad things happened, but lots of good things happened too, until I read online what was really happening. We had permission from the liaison to be there. We had permission from the police to be there. We had permission from pretty much every person we could talk to be there. Well, we got called uninvited guests, and then a whole bunch of articles have come out claiming that we were disruptive provocateurs, that were all far right. Here we can take a look at one of the articles which says, "Resist Canada 153 attracts hundreds of attendees, clashes with far-right groups." Right off the bat, they're saying that we're far-right, or essentially trying to make out that we are the problem, which is definitely not the case. It goes on to say, Canada was founded by white supremacy. An indigenous speaker said they stole black people, they killed Indians, and they enslaved Chinese people. The social hierarchy of white supremacy and its inertia is still present today, and it's on the other side of this field. Wow. They also go on to say, while they spoke, the far-right protest jeeringly sang the Canadian anthem in an attempt to heckle and drown out indigenous voices. This has got to be one of the most unreal parts of the article, because after we had moved the first time, members of the group had followed us around and kind of harassed us. And even when one person was filming, one of the indigenous women went up to him and said, "Take off that shirt right now. That shirt oppresses my people." And I'm not sure that I saw an offensive shirt, and I honestly think from what I've seen that it was most likely a Canada Day flag. So when we did move for the second time, we decided, hey, let's sing "Oh Canada," because everybody's a little bit upset and a little bit, nervous of like, oh my God, like what just happened? So we said, let's just sing "Oh Canada." It's Canada Day. Let's be united like we've been the whole time, and let's just proceed with what's been going on. So we invited up the singer. She started singing. We had pretty much a huge group involvement. We all sang, not to heckle them at all. We actually had stopped our speeches and let them do a prayer and everything. Like, no disrespect to them. This was simply to get united once again and to get back on track. Instead of the Peaceful Canada Day that we were hoping for, we get same lawn, different cause, and anti-mask far-right protest nearby raises their concerns. Well, the right, we were raising our concerns, but the wrong, we were definitely not far right. In fact, we were the ones trying to be peaceful. We were trying to be inclusive. We were trying to get them to join us. And of course, yes, there were people that got upset after their little takeover and after calling us uninvited guests.
We do have some uninvited guests, not just in the general sense of an uninvited guest here on the territory, but specifically to this event today where we did not account for some of the visitors that are here now.
It's kind of interesting that they're the ones saying that they didn't account for uninvited visitors when we had been there for 3 hours already.
Now, and again, to that misunderstanding of why we're here today is celebrating our resistance and resiliency and survival and love is much stronger than anything anyone else can offer here.
So they claim they have more to offer, but are they not offering exactly what we were offering? Did we not say that we wanted peace and that we love them and that we wanted to be unified?
Hi everyone. I want to start off by saying thank you to our allies for being here and hearing our voices. We stand here in solidarity with our brothers and sisters, and I want to start off by saying if you don't stand in solidarity with us, please leave this space. This is our space, and we want everyone to be standing in solidarity. If you can't do that, I want you to leave.
Alright, so let's just get into their little takeover and how it went down. We had Ryan speaking, and of course you're going to see that they did not have any respect for that at all.
So now I'm going to get to the Canadian data. We have flu pneumonia deaths in 2018 compared to the COVID deaths in 2020, okay? Flu pneumonia deaths in 2018, age 1 to 19, we had 28. Age 1 to 19 in COVID, 2020, 0. Age 20 to 39, 54 deaths of flu and pneumonia. COVID, 20 to 39, 23 deaths.
Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Keep going,
Flu
Ryan.
pneumonia deaths, 2018, aged 40 to 59, 293 deaths. Age 40 to 59 for COVID, 232. Flu pneumonia deaths, 60 to 79, 1,837. COVID deaths, 60 to 79 this year, 2,100, a little bit more. Okay, fair enough. Flu pneumonia deaths, 70 to 89, 6,100. COVID deaths, 6,100. It's all on par. Every flu or pneumonia death in 2018 was less than COVID 2020, okay?
I like your jumper. It's cute.
In 2018-2019, we had 1,350 pediatric hospitalizations compared to COVID, where we had virtually none for that same age. Okay. And here is this is the dead ringer for me right here. The COVID 2020 infection rate percentage in Canada is 3.8% to this day. Okay. So let's put that on top of the population of Canada. 37 million
Did you want to
people.
share what you're standing for?
3.8% of those 37 million.
Did you guys want to share what you're here for?
That equates to 1.4 million people.
Sorry?
If we assume 8,600 dead on 1.4 million people, the death rate is 0.06%,
If anybody wants
which
to
is
get a
less than
message
the
across,
flu.
you're
This
welcome.
is not justified. This is government corruption, and we're here to fight that right now. So thank you so much for showing up. Thank you.
KKK, wow. apparently Canada is the KKK land. This is new to me.
Guys, we're just gonna kind of shimmy over so these guys can do their thing. Like I said, we're not gonna engage her. I agree with what they're fighting. So we're just gonna move our stuff just a little bit this way and direct it this way so we can film that way and they can have their thing, okay? That way we're unified and we're working together.
Woo!
We don't engage, we use peace and love,
Woo!
freedom.
Oh, sorry. That's all right. All right. So we got Antifa here. Well, they're probably claiming not to be Antifa. I tried to talk to a couple to see if they would talk to the camera, let us know what they're standing for, and it was just a bunch of head shakes. And one of them said not Ryan. They pointed at Ryan. They said not him. So I guess
Murder and everything else. I personally would love to hear about their issues and what they're talking about at some point today.
yeah.
They were invited to speak, but instead they tried to take it over. That's all.
But yeah, they want us to react, right? So just don't give them. Yeah.
Testing.
Yeah.
If you want to talk, there's a place to talk over there.
Join Unify the People.
Woo! Yeah.
We're actually fighting for your freedom too. Unify the
We are you. We are you. I'm Black and Indigenous, so it's about unity. So we are moving over to the side to welcome the new presence. We'll see how they respond to that.
I'm going to say that it's probably pretty obvious by now that our entire group was doing their best to stay peaceful. We wanted to invite them to speak, as I've said multiple times. As you can tell, we had a wide variety of ethnicities and ideologies and different people. We did not provoke them at all. I'm sure, more than sure, that after their takeover and after they called us, essentially said that we were the invaders, saying we're an uninvited guests, and after all of that, I'm sure that there was confrontation. Of course there was. But our group as a whole was doing everything in our power to keep the peace. We were doing everything in our power to make sure everybody was happy. And although I've made this video, I've done it only to show the truth. I've done it just to make sure that people understand what each one of our different groups stands for. Myself, I'm a firearms rights activist, and I'm all about peace. I'm all about unity. I'm all about everybody being together, and that's why I attended this rally, and that's why I spoke at this rally. And I want to say very clearly, I do not have a problem with these people. I do not have a problem with them at all. I'm not going to shit all over them. I'm not going to talk bad about them or be rude to them. I'm not trying to make a hate group. I'm trying to make awareness that when groups are showing this type of division and when media are blatantly lying about what happened, it hurts all of us. It hurts their group. It hurts their image. It hurts ours. It makes everybody look bad. And of course, I'm going to put in links to the different media, and we now know, of course, that those are essentially fake news, or at the very least, very biased. They're looking to create problems. So in a country that right now needs nothing more than to be unified, we have to be careful, we have to be realistic, and we have to be honest. As I said, I'm a firearms rights activist. I don't necessarily agree with every group that was there, but I will listen to them, and I will let them speak, and I hope that everybody will do the same for me.